think that they're going to be able to put the game well enough. I mean, they have to hit the laning fight super hard, and then they have to catch Liquid over and over and over again, and still ground while Liquid's got the ability to fight.
So thank you very much. Blitz, more from them at the end of this first game. Time to head over to the commentary team for game one. Very important, this one. The winner, of course, of the best of three will go to the semi-finals. Team Liquid versus Virtus Pro.
Thank you very much, Paul and indeed the second series of the day here at ESL Hamburg, VP versus Team Liquid. Now, I'm ODPixel. I'll be joined by the beautiful Cinnamon for this one as we get ourselves stuck into game one. We've heard the panel sports. Sin, what are we thinking about these two drafts? I like that Lifestealer final pick. It seems really strong against Liquid's lineup.
VP's lineup is great from a lane perspective, I think. They have the potential of getting a really good head start. They have the Queen of Pain matchup in mid. They have what I'm assuming is a support Enchantress here played by Lil, so it should be. That's definitely what they should do against this support duo.
They've done Pasha, right?
They've actually put it on Pasha and put the Doom on Lil.
Doom, yeah.
The nice thing about picking those two heroes together is that both of them can play that roaming 4 role and pressure these supports, so it's whatever. I think they're doing whatever they feel like is the best core matchup, and they seem to be favoring the Enchantress here instead of putting the Doom core. I guess the Bat matchup is really bad favored against Doom and not so much against Ashe, so fair enough. In either case, the panel's concerns, I think, are completely fair. Like, it's hard for VP to break high ground, and they do have stronger laning. So I pretty much agree with everything he said. But I do think they're underestimating just how much VP can actually win this laning. I think if they get the ball rolling, this can be a snowball game.
Yeah, absolutely. There's no doubt about that. If you see another situation like we did the other day where no one gets a good start in the mid lane, this time he's on a Queen of Pain as opposed to the Death Prophet yesterday. It's one of those heroes, yeah, as you say, especially with the heroes around it, that you can turn up to any lane with that level 6, level 7, burst down a lot of these rather squishy heroes on Liquid.
Oh, this is a really, really key moment in the game. If he gets this Courier Snipe solo, that is huge.
They know that, or at least they're being careful.
It's a quelling and a bottle. GH plays it safe. That's crucial. This could have actually won them the laning stage. This Courier Snipe's like the biggest they can get. So he's gonna get the quelling in for Miracle, and he gets the ball for himself. So they're gonna be A-okay here. Yeah, I guess we're just gonna have to see how these lanes break down. I think there's a lot of pressure on Lil to make some good moves. Although for the time being, they've started Pasha in the jungle and Lil in the lane, but I'm imagining they're gonna swap it around soon and get the Doom moving instead. Or maybe it's a trick. If the players feel comfortable playing each of those roles, this is a way to throw your opponent off.
It really is, yeah. I like this. As you say, you know, as a team, when it starts off, I guess you do the opponents, what they're on, what they're sticking with, making sure they don't switch their heroes. They didn't, and these are the lanes. Lil Low is having a bit of a trouble up him, and Timmerman and Kuroki are just going to start to make a go on him. He's only level 2, does have that passive regen from the Sada, but it is not enough. First blood for Liquid, and with that, Lil not pulling it off there in the switch up of roles.
And this is really important because the timing was wrong. Enchantress was coming in about 10 to 15 seconds later, so if only Lil hadn't been caught, they could have made their own aggressive move. But now, Liquid have a good read on Pasha's movement, got an extra bit of time to think, look over the situation on the map. Ench is nowhere else she's going, she's definitely going top. So they're gonna protect themselves just fine. Forces out a Gale, at least Pasha, but that's all it's gonna get for this. This is not a good start with Enchantress. You want to do more than this.
Bottom lane though, the opening's there. Solar and Ramsey's quick to make a go on the opposite half of the map, and they will claim the line of mind control. So both heroes on the off lane, suffering here in the early stages.
So let's see, it looks like they are indeed swapping out between Pasha and the off lane. The reason I liked Enchantress a lot as a forward this game is that it's good against both the enemy supports. Both AA and IO have very little ways of dealing with the Enchantress creep early on. So I was thinking that VP could put so much pressure on all of these lanes and get off to a good head start, and that was the reason they gave the IO that they had a plan of countering the lanes, because, you know, most teams are banning this IO against Liquid for a reason.
Absolutely, yeah. GH.
We'll see.
Incredible nightmare on this hero for opponents that have to play against it. So far, I mean, that middle lane is going 14 for 2 for Tiny, 11 for 4 on No One. Is this what does this sort of state to you? I mean, it looks like this is just No One actually playing quite well considering the circumstances of this dual lane is again.
It's a pretty good lane for Queen. Okay. I think even 1 on 2, you're actually fine. And the reason it works the way it does is that you would think most 2-on-1 lanes are the 2-team favored, right? But If Io sits in the lane the whole time and tries to harass the Queen of Pain, the Tiny gets out-leveled really hard by the Queen.
Experience is an
so
issue.
Io has to step away from time to time to get bounty runes, to stack camps, and that leaves the Tiny vulnerable in those times. And you see right now the Queen of Pain still, despite the Io being significantly lower level than the Tiny, has currently 2/3 of a level more than the Tiny of Miracle. And that's going to give them a really solid timing when this Queen of Pain 6 comes in if they make a good rotation. So Queen is one of the absolute best heroes you can have against our Tiny. So, oh, good pressure from Lil. GH has to yield here. Yep. Jump down. And that is basically rune secured for Lil.
Looking at our two safe laners as well at the moment. Top lane, there's actually going to be a bit of action. Matumba and Kuro trying to make a go onto Pasha. He had the mid lane, no one. Gets the blink off in time, he will survive. Pasha continues to run. They'll try and chase. This is going to be quite a bit of time that Matumba Man is drawn away from the lane, and he realizes that. He'll back away, doesn't want to waste any more time himself chasing Pasha. Pasha actually juking around with Kuro, with the backup from Lil and the slow from Pasha. They're just going to turn it around, look for the snow cone, and take him down. Kuro's gone. Pasha.
That was so good from Pasha. That was a really beautiful sequence to watch. Pretty much plays that perfectly.
So much sort of gain from that play, yeah. Not just the kill, but just disrupting the farm of Matumba Man. And talking about the farm of Matumba Man, it's just not there. Look at the board at the moment. Only 12 CS on this Veno compared to Ramses on the other half of the map, sitting at 25 on lifesteal.
And I think they have to help AA, or help the Veno with AA all the time, because this Venomancer is going to have a really annoying time against Enchantress in lane. So he's also forcing a support to be stationary up here and not make rotations. AA kind of wants to play like that anyway, but it just frees up a lot of the map to make pressure plays. No one. Oh, almost gets the toss. Now they're in trouble.
Yeah, they're ready to turn around. Solo and Lil in position to try and get something out of this. They have the Nightmare trying to break them apart, split that tether up. They'll get the job done. GH is gone. Miracle in a whole world of trouble as well as they chase it down with the Scorched Earth. They'll try and toss and stun to hold them back. Solo should be able to finish this off. Oh, he's... Surely he doesn't get out.
He will.
He's getting out, and now he's ready to turn. GH is back in. He was thinking about it, but he won't get too crazy Miracle today. He'll calm down, but does survive that. Overall, though, again, this is VP having the better sort of trades. You know, this is a go made by Liquid. They don't get the successful kill on no one. He survives. 3-1, 1k gold lead. Not the biggest of leads, but it certainly is VP getting the edge that they wanted in these lanes. The question is it as big of an edge that they would have hoped for, do you think, on VP?
I think this is definitely good enough.
Yeah.
And now it comes down to how well they can activate the Queen of Pain. There's the level 6 for no one. And that is 100% a kill. Oh no, oh.
It got messy. It got very messy, and no one does end up paying with his life. He gets the job done. They do take 2 kills. Could they have played that better? Was that just not... Did he not need to really blink on top of the hero there to finish off? Is there any way he could have survived?
I actually think the Nightmare cast made it harder, and no one hesitated to use his Sonic Wave in the beginning, because he was like, maybe I'm gonna miss, maybe they're gonna counterplay me. But what ends up happening is that Nightmare buys enough time for the IO to react. Overcharge off, get the tether in. I think he had a Fairy Fire and a Bottle Charge used immediately to keep Miracle alive long enough to get his spells off. So that is probably just a fast snipe, especially when you have the element of surprise of, oh, he just got sick, and then you just jump right away. But instead they had like 10 seconds to think about it, react, and at least get a counter kill in that play. Still looking for VP in that mid lane despite they got a 2-for-1 trade.
Look at that as well. Packed Devon on and an over 58% rate on GH's IO. Absolutely disgusting. Now mid lane, VP trying again to make something happen, but Liquid they're ready with the turnaround. Matu TP's in. No one desperately trying to finish off a killer, but he can't get it. He's got to turn and run himself. And again, Liquid now really stepping up the reactions to the moves that VP are playing and making sure that the trades favor them each and every time now.
Instant counter TP from the Venomancer. It's very clear in that moment that Liquid have already thought one step ahead. They're like, if they go on mid again, Veno will TP and instantly turn the fight. And Aya was in position. And again, this is the kind of the double-edged sword that Nightmare will give the enemy team time to react. Same story again. No one is fine. Lots of sticks and raindrop.
Yeah, Solo. He's coming in on this. Knows that he can Nightmare the Tiny, so not too worried about being comboed. And we'll walk it off. But, I mean, 8 minutes in, still top of the CS. Ramses is there. I mean, how much... It's not an issue at all for Liquid, but they're thinking this likely to get free farm.
Gonna hurt. Oh, he didn't get the toss off. Oh, no.
Oh, there it is.
Oh, it's a bait.
Yeah, oh, Teva's back in. Oh, GH, he kind of gave up his own life there for that one.
I think he actually was dead no matter what.
Oh.
Just trying to.
I don't know. You don't think he could have got away? He put himself back in range.
If Miracle would have got toss off, then for sure. I think he maybe had cooldown or he just missed a bit. Now, as far as this game is going overall, I think the biggest plot of all for Virtus Pro is that they're free farming the Lifestealer, and Lifestealer has actually three good core matches this game. So Virtus Pro is taking good advantage of the 10th pick here, and with Lifestealer winning his lane and having a matchup against the Tiny, who is, despite having that, is 0 kills mid with Tiny Wisp at 8 minutes. And has lost some farm.
Oh, look at this. Matsu was trying to juke this one out. Pasha and Lil closing the gaps. Level 7, of course, on this Enchantress now. He hurts when touching mid lane. At the same time, Miracle and GH do find the kill. Matsu trying to turn with the Gale. Backup coming in. It's actually the bottom lane where Mind Control goes down up top. Not missing a kill, ladies and gentlemen. Pimp Buckle. Beautiful T-Source.
Yeah, make sure you catch the AA kill as well.
Yeah, he's got it. Don't worry about it.
He knew that wasn't
We don't miss a
my
kill.
My bad, team. Yeah, another good sequence. It's very big for Liquid though to get this kill for Tiny in the mid lane. They did kill the Queen of Pain with the IO Tiny.
That was
well played. Yeah, they definitely saw that.
Just a brief nightmare.
It was a Fiend's Grip.
Oh, sorry, yeah.
Yeah, they saw the grip come out.
Yeah, what am I on about?
So
the spell names.
So grip is on cooldown now for a minute and a half. So that's like the worst feeling as Bane. Is when you start casting it and you're like, nah, I don't really want to do it. And you just barely get the animation off. It's like, I just wasted an ulti cooldown. So
yeah, it's a pretty painful cooldown, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah, it's not the greatest.
100 seconds.
It's 100, but you know, there's always the glass half full, half empty kind of thing. No, it could have been worse. Could have been a black hole, right? So. Okay, there's the duel. IO is completely out of position for this. They're trying to deny it. Oh, did it.
Indeed. So they get the kill. Holzbound Matsu with a Nightmare. They're thinking about having a tickle around with this one, but they do have to respect the fact that Matsu is level 7. Of course, not got a point in the Nova. Doesn't quite require it. But man, I'm worried for Liquid about this Lifestealer Sin. It really feels like he is just getting everything. When does this come to? Are they really just that not concerned at all about this Lifestealer? That feel that they can just Ramses do this and they're going to win the game around it?
They can't do anything.
They can't
do anything about it.
Is there a point in the game where they can, or is it just about?
Yes, there is a point later. I think it mainly comes down to, first of all, now they have Ice Blast, and I think that's one thing they have to get the kill, and Tiny needs a Blink Dagger. So if they can combine this, or Blade, one of the two, so that they can lasso to focus. Right now they have sustained damage. There you go. Showing of that.
Alright, and that combo will pretty much kill anyone on the map at the moment?
Yes. But the thing is, this Lifestealer, if they lasso, and there's like 3 heroes there, but not I actually don't even know if he dies. They can like lasso into all Venos spells, but it's sustained damage over time, not burst. Lifestealer can rage TP out. Yeah. There's no other counter than Tops and Lasso. And kind of have to engage both of them, so the other one also needs to play. So this is what we were saying, right? Like VP can get a really significant advantage. Laning stage, I think they've done a great job. This kill, they just got top, swamped the game a little bit back in toward Liquid, but it's still a 2-5 lead here. Now the tower. There it is. Relocate.
He's ready to fight.
Times
it.
Really
follow the projectile.
Come on, Tito's.
Come on. Where is it?
It's gone. It's Stratosphere. Mid lane, Fiend's Grip. Setting up for no one. To find a bit of action onto Matumba. They'll throw down the Sonic Wave. Make sure he doesn't get away. And in.
GH just TP'd mid after he relocated up. There was no stuns.
Oh, I was going to.
It was a Lifestealer and an
timing on the trip.
Little's running him down. It is a for GH. I'm pretty sure he's dead here.
Deny yourself to neutrals.
There's nothing to tether to. Oh, good stun. And a bounce here.
Little's having a nice stun as well.
He's actually
He's fine, he's fine. He's got the stun. Oh, he's not fine. Miracle's here. He's not.
He's fine. Oh, don't worry. Position with Stealer for them to kill him twice. More than likely the Wings are going to. Even the toss also tricky to play against.
I'm looking forward to this though. Of course, the Tiny Miracle with AC. There's always going to be that rat potential, especially IO and Wall Solo. Jumping the Ice Blast, not even required. Combo alone with that Echo Saber and AC is incredibly scary for the supports of VP. Even the course, well, can get the jump off before the rage and such. It can still do quite a bit of a punch. Ramsey, who himself now is working also on Assault Crass. for Virtus side.
So the question is how will VP enforce a fight now? They have... This is the downside of going to this build. Like, he has really good teamfight potential, but they still need to find a pick. They need to get started. When Bane is dead, it's not that easy to get in and find a thing, so
Sure.
we might be looking at a smoke play. One of them had a smoke there, so we might be looking at the next one coming out pretty soon. Or they're saving theirs for Roshan, which is also a possible play. Currently infested into Doom. He did have the Blink Dagger queued up together with the Solar Crest. Doom, I think we're going to the Blink first. He's probably changed his mind.
Yeah, see if we can get that money saved up.
Yeah, they realize they need it. They need to be able to jump in with Doom. So just pipe the team Blink in.
Sure,
And
and I do like the way that one's building as well. With the Lincolns and BK, that pretty much makes him this sort of invulnerable target. They can blink in on the front lines for just head up rounds.
Commit. And I think his next item after that is Deadly Shiva this game.
Oh yeah.
Slow down the Tiny Mess. Force the fight to start and just be that frontliner. Actually, even if Tiny is armed and has high damage, the Shiva's armor is enough to keep Queen safe from fire.
Back to base.
Nice infest play. He's a quick jump for no one.
Oh, here we go. They look straight for GH, wanting to make sure he can't get himself out. He doesn't go for the relocate. He is gone. The rest of Liquid now on a treat. Asher trying to set things up. The two come down onto Matumba. The poison over through, but with the Sonic Wave bringing him down low. Matumba's in trouble. A few more impetus, and that'll be the Veno gone. The rest of Liquid, they do get out with Kuro. Natsu, of course, will die in the tree line. Losing two. Trying to put the split push per and make VP play Liquid's game despite Liquid being behind. This time it does cost them.
It's a great jump from no one. This is the kind of confidence they need to play with. If they see the IO pounce with the life stealer, there's currently no really solid. I think they don't have a glimmer cape on the Dire yet. If they had a force, even if they have a glimmer, they can just have a dust. So, a jump onto the IO. A quick kill. There's now a heat script. This bonus kill here will pick me up for solo, actually. And smart mid-tier 2 tower. 2 cores that
Dire's middle tower is drowning.
This is textbook style from VP. They're looking really good this game.
Dire's
Like, really, this is
And Solo
got
already
knocked
playing the
down.
next move here. Look at how fast they are adjusting with the information they have on the map to make their next move. There is the Nightmare, TP in immediately coming from the Enchantress.
He does have a relocate. He may
Surely.
Dire's
But he's still dead.
Yeah,
He's
that's-
still dead.
that's-
He's still dead, but he does manage to make sure that Miracle at least is not on that half of the map with all these heroes chasing after the Eye. So
What I thought Soul was actually going to do there was... Oh, he didn't have the script. Oh, yeah. He was already... Yeah, okay. Oh, hello.
Solo with that nightmare caught the kill.
Well, he's not looking at teammate. Come on, man.
I mean, surely GH is still, he doesn't have a TP. No, he could have done. Is he actually walking out? He's walking out of that.
Oh, that hurts.
Right, that's it, Solo. We'll be taking away your Mercedes.
His Enchantress was left.
He owes me a Mercedes after that.
6 seconds sleep. He's like, please wake me up so. Not my kill. Oh, that's a bit of a blunder. Yeah, okay. Well, without the feed script, the relocate was definitely gonna go. Oh, no. Good stuff. Gets a kill there.
I do suffer fools.
And this is the item I was waiting for. The Tiny Axe is now online.
Oh yeah,
So
I
he
do
has
like...
XAC. This is when Tiny hits his first like as an auto core after
sick,
following
yeah.
the blink.
Oh, this is just the last bit as well. Just the...
He got a mini fog there, so they didn't get the brain sap off, I think. But the first part of this nightmares him. I think, okay, he's
Because that made him dodge one of the impetuses.
he's surely gonna walk north and then grip him to the shrine. He didn't have grip, so he just relocates out. And now, yep, that's it.
Not a lot the Miracle can do against that sort of a jump.
He doesn't have buyback. That's really big. If
You think
they
he can get a lot
noticed,
done with this?
they
60
saw he had
seconds?
Ags. They wasted relocate too. This is 12, I think. Two kills, both of them no buybacks. 50 seconds. They're surely pressuring some high ground or Roche here. They can take Roche if they want.
Yeah, well, we got 9k gold lead, 32 minutes, VP. What in the lead?
They have to be feeling very confident that there's no buyback on this Tiny since he just picked up the Axe Scepter. It's a very obvious thing.
Yeah, I mean, look at Noel's jump, he knows. Look at the base. He will be lassoed. They do catch him, bringing him down low. BKB blinks straight back out. Fortification through from Liquid, but that is keeping Liquid forced away from this defense. Can't quite get close enough to stop this. Tier 3 falls, Ramsey turns towards the racks. With the lasso already being expended in this engagement, there's nothing else to catch VP out. They get the racks, they get out. See if they can actually punish any of these heroes here. Pasha forces away. He knows that there's no TP cancel. He just goes straight out underneath their noses. Everybody gets out. Solo will be chasing.
There's Glimmer now. There's no dust, I think.
Can he outplay them? Oh! Oh! They see him, and they will get him.
Liquid have to get him.
They need an objective. They
need
have
Roche
to do
after this.
something.
I was wondering whether VP were going to try the high ground or get the guaranteed Roche there, and they get a lane of racks, but it's going to cost them Aegis and Cheese, as this is the second Roshan.
Surely that's the better trade.
That's the question, because
It's hard,
with Aegis is really scary stuff. And VP have 100% taken this for the Rex later, but...
Well, maybe they can still... Are you sure?
Yeah.
May cost them heavily, though. No one. Just blinking in with Ramses. They burst down GH. They take down... Kuro Miracle will get the blink off to the high ground. Tumberman sets himself up, but no one's there to chase. Rooted up as well by the neutrals, but Tumberman does deny himself tactically to the Ancients.
Well, it was too late to get the Roche fight, but they just take it after the Roche.
I mean,
but Aegis and Cheese intact, so if Liquid don't lose a second lane here, they can be happy with this overall.
Miracle does have DD for
They have
about
to buy
2
back.
more seconds.
They need to buy back Venno right now. Buy back Venno and they have to try to take this fight. He's waiting for the lasso. He'll buy back the
Absolutely right. Now let's see what they can do with this Miracle. Oh, he's standing there. He just takes a Doom to the face. Comes in immediately with a Doom on Miracle. It's going to be the Aegis gone. But Tumberman and Mike Job backing up. VP have the space to clean up the racks. Miracle jumps forward, looking for the cock, but the nightmares there from Solo. Holds back the Tiny. Miracle just can't get his hands onto the... What TP's out? Makes it as well with the lack of stuns the Liquid have. They can't hold him back. And again, VP, they get the racks, they get the Aegis, everybody gets out. Liquid have to expend a buyback on their position 1. And Liquid just can't do anything. VP, at this point, it really does feel like they're just too far ahead. Look at that graph.
They're playing really solid right now, I'm gonna say. VP. Well played. Yeah.
That's well played.
Sounds but when you say it. Say it
Thank
again.
you.
Say it again.
No, Sind.
When I say VP, you say...
What?
Say nothing.
I don't know what to say.
That's
This
fine.
is sort of...
That's alright. I can live with that.
Well,
So
Liquid.
what's
What's the plan? What is the
exactly.
plan?
I was just going to ask the same thing. But they have a cheese, but no Aegis.
Why are you going to ask me? That's not my job.
That's a really good question.
I'm not paid for my analytical
I
prowess.
was going to ask myself.
Stop talking to yourself. Sind.
Yeah, I think they have to wait for the BKB on time to make an aggressive move. He's too exposed, and they might even need a secondary item, but at the same time, they have the luxury of waiting that long. Miracles.
Top
that
shrine
was
is
really
under
close.
attack.
Nah, it was easy. Miracle, GG.
I was expecting a Craggy proc, maybe? Craggy actually proc on Inferno?
If you believe hard enough, Sind.
I'm actually not sure about that interaction.
Surely it can. 100%.
Dyer's top
Why would it not?
shrine is
Is that-
under attack.
Cracks, proximate sort of. Surely it does. Must.
Probably.
Do you think maybe it depends? Like, is there a difference if you
for enemy.
cast it on the move or if you right click it?
Don't think that.
I don't know, Dota's a wonderful game.
It is.
Under attack.
Many mysterious
A
things
lot of things in
occur.
Dota.
Oh, there you go, Miracle the Jigs, they're done. Solo nearly catching them.
They're done.
They're done.
They're gonna swap again. I still want to point this out. This is something that's really like if you're trying to learn more like really high-end, more advanced skill Dota, this is the kind of stuff that you want to look for is team movements and how you take advantage of the vision and information that you have. Liquid again with a really good move here. Like they're playing what they have. So they pressure out bottom lane all the way, get out, get a ward down, swap all the way to top lane where they have vision and push that out. And they know VP are gonna come bottom, but there was no way Liquid could have pushed any harder than this. They built themselves the biggest possible advantage in that moment. Now they have to get that's a fast lane Atos.
He does get Atos immediately by Pasha, forces himself back.
Oh.
Lil, again, getting this Doom onto Miracle, limiting what he can do in these fights. He'll try and come back in with the right clicks. No one just jumping in aggressively. BK well turns towards Matumbaman. Matumbaman is gone for 80 seconds. Miracle still ticking down to the Doom. Will be relocated to safety. Well, I said to safety. He's relocated right to the middle of the fight. Miracle's gone. Has to buy back. The rest of Liquid falling. Kuro's down. Mind Control will use himself up to buy some time. He falls away as well. Still alive, but he's gone down for the impetus. GG is called. Virtus Pro take the game 1 against Liquid. And in a very impressive fashion as well. Perfect. And that is not to discredit what Liquid tried to do as well. This was the Liquid we know, but VP just seemed to have their number this game. The way that they played, the lineup, the movements on the map, it was perfect.
I think Liquid's what ends up happening